Big A now. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to Slackers Live. Slackers Live. Hello, Mr. Fast Abdul.
Hey, Crispy. Thanks for having me back on, despite the incident.
Sure. I don't know what incident, but what incident?
Oh, well, if you don't remember, let's just forget about it.
Okay, that's good enough, man. As long as it didn't include me being drunk and something happening with a body part, I'm good. Hey, yeah, it's times like this that I do miss Matty running streams, because when he runs streams, then I don't have to worry about running streams.
Yeah.
That was fun. It was fun. I am grateful to him for having done that for so long.
It is way easier just to show up. I can tell you from experience.
It is. It's not like it's hard to turn the stream on. Though tonight I turned it on, and I even rebooted my computer first. It was like, nope, your mic and camera are not recognized. I'm like, what? More of this planned obsolescence BS, where something will work. New PC, whatever. They're doing some new Windows crap here in October. So older PCs that are running Windows won't be supported anymore. That type of stuff. I don't have any details. I just know that I got to get myself set up. Hey, we may have a visitor. Access may join us. I don't know. He said he was interested. We'll see if he shows up.
Okay. Good.
He might come in and save the day, so to speak.
It will harass him.
Well, he'll at least bring. I don't always bring a lot of energy, And I'm like, just kind of low key.
Well, it's pushing 9 p.m. for you. It's like, it's bedtime in 30 minutes.
Yeah, I'm drinking coffee too. Well, what happens with me is I usually start hitting my groove. People who, particularly coders, might get this part, but I mean, I'll fall into the groove around 10 at night, 11 o'clock, and then next thing you know, it's 4 in the morning, and my wife's like, "What the f are you doing? Go to bed," because I just start typing, and because I see a problem, I want to answer and fix, right? So then I'm all excited about it, because why else would I be doing it unless I was excited about it? And it's not like I owe work to somebody, that I got to go do something. Anyways, leads to really, really poor hours, right, for doing work.
Yeah, I see 4 in the morning way too often. Need to stop doing that.
Yeah, it's rough. Particularly when I got a dog, I got to take care of in the morning or something. But yeah, hey, this week's been cool. I'll tell you, I'll give you a rundown on some stuff, man. I almost feel like I need to start keeping a boomer list, man, like a paper list.
Sorry, because let's see if we can turn your volume up a touch. You seem a little quiet to me. No, I can't hear you at all.
Now you can't hear me at all? No, just because I stopped talking. Let's see. I don't even know if I can, get my volume to come up. You tell me. Am I any louder? I'll try to talk louder. How about that?
Yeah, or just push that thing closer. Continue.
I don't know if I can get any closer. No. But that's what I mean about energy, right?
Yep.
I gotta bring the energy. I see all these people out there in the chat. Some new people, maybe I don't remember. But some of our regulars here. Look how Nardo's here. I don't see Nardo. Ashley. A lot of A's out here. Armando. Yeah, so for me this week, dude, I've worked, I know you're running around in some of the chats that I'm in, but I've been working on actuator a lot, man. I probably put about 4 days into analyzing the actuator protocol, and just kind of surfacing what I call actionable insights. Like, what do I do with this stuff? Kind of like what we do with HEX. And I think I'm going to turn, once I'm done with this one, I'm going to start working on probably the derivatives. Like a single pane of glass, like, okay, what's going on with HEX right now? What's happening with EHEX? Where are the opportunities between the two of those? What's happening with Hedron, ICOSA? I'm talking about market-wise. I mean, I can't know what people are thinking. And then, you know, and then kind of like bring it all the way through Maxi and all the rest to give kind of more of a composite view for those people that are hex centric, you know, for opportunities. Because in my chat, the way I started doing things, and this is some of the stuff that I'm doing is, you know, automating these alerts now that are coming through, saying, "Hey, this opportunity just popped up. Go look at it," you know, and see if it's a slamming opportunity, like Mick Slammin would say. You know, there's a slammer. And,
well, you got with Actuator, you do have actionable dates, which is one thing. When I look at crypto, I often look for, do I have dates for when stuff happens? Because that's it's nice to be able to plan around things. Of course, other people are doing the same thing, and so on and so forth. But sometimes less than you'd think.
yeah, and for those who don't know, Actuator's coming up on its 1-year anniversary. Why is that important? Well, every year during the first 3 years of bootstrapping, there's two things happening. One, new central kind of like HTTs are created, because they have these new HTT pools that were created for day 4,000 and day 6,000. So that happens, and so that means people may start building those LP pools. And in return for doing that, they're rewarded with Actuator tokens. And the Actuator token inflation is dropping about 29% next week when all of this rolls over into the new year. So that's one of the reasons I've been looking at that, you know, kind of positioning for that, because I do think it's a pretty decent protocol. It's a great addition.
Yes, which part of that I'm excited about?
I don't know. It's October. What part? What part
Well,
are you
with the new HTTs, why would I be interested in the new HTTs?
Oh, why would you be interested in the new HTTs? More flexibility. Well, by having them and providing liquidity, you can actually earn Actuator. But a lot of people, they're not interested in another revenue token.
Right?
But yeah, but they start, you know, like all farms, they start out with higher APR. Right?
Exactly. So if you know the time and date, and we kind of do, then it's like, okay, if I get in on this on the first day, in the first hour, you know, like you can do quite well in the first hour on a brand new farm that pays a utility token that actually has utility.
Yep, 100%. Well, and you know, of course, what I like about the Actuator protocol is it is backed by HEX, right? So now Actuator token itself has some LP with HEX, but the HTTs are HEX. So it's kind of like, well, people. So one of the downsides of a protocol is that maybe people don't adopt it, don't use it. So what's the danger there? The danger there, it doesn't grow as much as I think it could grow, because I don't think there's any. Because I already have the HEX, already staked the HEX, and if I put it into the into an HTT, or I did an HSI, and
eventually you just get your HEX back.
I just get the HEX
low
back.
risk.
Yeah.
Better if it ends up with a, you know, you make additional income farming it, you know, with low or no impermanent loss, which is I think a theme for this time. But yeah, even if it did nothing, you would get your HEX back.
Yep. Exactly, Mundo. Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. So there's that. I put a stream out last week, guys. If you want to go look at it, you can go take a look on the channel. It's a good LPX stream. Goes into some detail. I'll probably do another one, but some of the things I don't want to share. So
yeah, fair enough.
Start getting into that. The other thing that was a big thing for me in the last week is so I adopted this pump tires token a while ago, and a group of us bought it. It was one of these abandonments, right? Meaning it was so abandoned that the LP that was left over locked in the pool was greater than the market cap. That's how abandoned it was. Right. So when you see people sell it down so far that they can't even extract any more value out of it, because you know, it's just so low. It was an opportunity. Anyways, it's this one called hex.com Diamond. I know there's a couple of 555 tokens out there, but I thought it was a good branding. Quattro Cinco.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, not bad.
So that one this week went live. It's got low liabilities. It's not. I'm not telling people to buy it. What I'm saying is there's some opportunities where you can bank funds into your own token banks, right? As long as other people aren't there as liabilities. And then we put it up on LPX this week. So I made it up on LPX, and so it's got about out of a billion tokens. There's about 400 million in LP between Pulse and HEX. A little bit X games out there too, but another 400 million in in the LPX. So we're going to be watching the LPX because our thesis is with LPX. And that's that product from the UpX guys plus X.com, plus X.app. But where it's supposed to support the token. And so what it's set up to do is move with Pulse and HEX as it goes up and down. And then from that, sell the tops, buy the bottoms, and support the price. It's a 100% compounding pool. So that went live today. So I was pretty excited to see that because I want to see how it does. I want to see how LPX works in kind of more of a unique situation like that. Because if the thesis proves out, then a lot of these tokens that people have created and will create, they could go with LPX perhaps as part of the strategy. They have to do their own research and make their own decisions, but they can use that as part of the strategy for supporting a token.
And what is the strategy? Like within LPX, like just like the same as the other pools, or to go with a broader range? You playing with it?
Well, I went with the I just went with the standard setup that they have, the 18x for the upper band, and minus 20% for the lower band, and then I went with their no trade zone, their generic no trade zone. But we'll adjust it if it needs to. I mean, we can see what Firewall did. I mean, we can do a whole stream on that with what he did with Solid X because I think we've got 7 or 8 LPXs now with Solid X. So
Okay.
those are, yeah. I mean, he's got one with Ink, he's got one with PulseX, one with Pulse. I think he's got one with Pulse, but a couple with Dye, different settings now, and just supporting it. It's pretty value went up pretty fast in there. I mean, it went up to $30 million TVL in LPX, which is kind of scary too, right? Which is always one of those things I said before, right? Now I trust the team, et cetera, et cetera. But at the same time, having a lot of value like that all concentrated in, a protocol, that's kind of scary too.
Yeah, but like you it depends who's looking and how scary it is, right? Like, like it's sitting in a contract instead of sitting in a wallet. Like in the case of someone like Solid X, I think that's probably less scary to more people. Um, I think there's been a vocal few who are more scared of this option to have it being part of the market. But I have my suspicions that the ones who have naysayed the process are the ones who've perhaps been trying to extract near the top of the ranges themselves.
Yeah, well, that always seemed to be our motivation, right?
Yeah,
try to get as much out of everything as you can. I guess that's
but like
I guess
LPX is
that's
about building a better chart. Like that's like it's it's not like a weekend application, right? You don't go in on Friday and come out on Monday.
Yeah, it's relatively slow too. It's not
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I see out there, Ash Tree. Interestingly enough, Ash, I use this golden ratio multiplier, or multiple, and been looking at that for a long time. Both up and UpX popped this week with new buy signals. We're starting to see buy signals because the market's been down long enough now that different assets are popping. I mean, so I've been seeing that, but both of those popped this week. Is hey, this might be a good time to take another look at these, and when they're low enough against the 200-day moving average. Now, if you believe in something, then yeah, there's might be an opportunity to pick something up. But of course, a lot of people may not know this, but the LPX ecosystem with all this value in it also charges a small fee on the actual profits generated, and that fee in part goes to buy and burn up and upwards, which is part of that ecosystem. So it's more of that same buy and burn to bring value to into the ecosystems. So what's going on with you, man? I feel like I'm talking too much already.
I've been fairly busy the last little while. Did that big space last week with Crypto Empress.
Oh yeah, I caught a
Pretty
little
happy
bit
with
of that at the end. I thought she, you know, all things considered, right? Influencers,
Yep.
blah blah blah. I mean, I thought she was pretty good.
Yeah, and she's like kind of kept engaged, right? Like she, you know, her and she had her co-host Joe. Joe has since done a post like without anybody asking to about the internet money wallet, um, and you know, and she's kept replying to the Pulse Chain community. So it's like yeah, she has like 100K subscribers on Twitter, but like she wasn't just doing it for the numbers, right? Like she was actually like asking pretty good questions for a new person, and she knew just about nothing about, you know, anything. And she went through good questions. Of course, we had like really good people up to answer the questions, and they did so quite eloquently. Um, but if a little long-winded on occasion, you know who you are. But yeah, it went pretty smooth, and she was pleased with it. And I think the listeners, I've got a lot of DMs, people saying like that was great, I really enjoyed it, stuff like that.
So you know what? When something like that happens, repeat it, not ad nauseum, but do another one.
Across my mind, I was thinking of like, because that's kind of been a kick of mine, like, okay, how can I recruit people to Pulse Chain by recruiting the right people to Pulse Chain? And so like, you know, and I'd happily do it again with her, and I'm sure other people would as well. But like, what if you could build off that and be like, hey, you know, influencer number 7042 on Ethereum, take a look at this space that Crypto Empress did. Would you be interested in doing the same? Right. You know, and like bringing in new influencers with similar profiles, you know, like not the very biggest ones, but bigger than most of ours, right?
Yeah,
Could be a thing.
definitely bigger than mine. That's for sure.
Apart from that, most of my works for the last week are secret, and I can tell no one at this time.
Oh, the rest of it was all secret.
Yeah, secret.
Secret alien stuff.
Lots of deals, making deals with aliens. Yeah.
Mm.
Making phone calls to various world leaders. Most important phone call in my life. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I start. You know, along those lines, you know, I'm working on this other side project periodically. The CFY stuff, crypto F, yeah. You know, storytelling on crypto. And what was the last thing that I got posted up there? Oh yeah, it was the Nope saga. So I got the Nope saga up, and it's a fictional story about the No Permissions group and, you know, their challenges with gatekeepers and stuff. This is kind of like a fun little fiction. But then I'm onto a new project, PTGC, the Grays Currency.
Yeah, let's talk aliens.
Yeah, so yeah, let's talk aliens, right? So none of this has to be real because it's fictional stuff, but you know, but what people can do when they read the stories or listen to the stories is, yeah, the taglines into Pulse Chain, into the you know, into go learn about these other groups and whatnot. You know, they can learn if they want to. They don't have to go any further. But the Grays Currency one's fascinating because I got this whole like plot. I talked to the Grays about it, and the idea of you know, tying it back to ancient pyramids and hunter gatherers and first contact and all that kind of stuff. So I'm working on this here.
Yeah, they do a pretty good job with spinning a narrative.
Yeah, you know, and they're a lot of fun with it too. You want me to show this? Or you want to pull it up?
Sure, I figured it's a news item, and I made it better. You can maybe
Yeah.
explain what it means.
Yeah, I might, dude. I'm like out of it, I guess, because I'm not sure I know what it means. Let me share it up. Dude, you guys have questions? Throw them in the chat, man. We'll see if we can answer some stuff. Maybe we got something.
Yeah, I know a lot about snakes. If anybody has snake questions,
I watch. You probably don't watch the same types of things I watch. I watch a show called Peacemaker.
what's it called?
Peacemaker with John Cena, and it's a.
Oh yeah, no, I watched that with my son. It's
It's
funny.
a superheroes thing, right? They got that one character on there. I don't remember his name this season. He's actually been on every season, but he's all about spiders. Ask me anything about spiders, I'll tell you about spiders. He knows nothing about spiders.
Nice.
All right. So tell me what I'm looking at, man. I'm looking at four tiny, one, two, three,
Encyclopedias.
four tiny encyclopedias. And if I remember my Roman numerals correctly, those are actually 1, 2, 3, and 4.
They are indeed.
A somewhat Richard Hurt looking character.
Yeah, best Chat GBT could do on short notice. Well, while we were on stream, apparently. But yeah, Richard's announced very excitedly with capitals and exclamation marks that you can now run your own archive node under 2 terabytes. So he's pumped about that. I just thought it'd need a little humor because I didn't think very many other people would be pumped about it. That'd be very, very narrow audience without illustration. So,
dude, I have enough trouble throwing 2 gigabytes around, never mind 2 terabytes. The idea of having to manage 12 terabytes like crazy.
Yeah, it'd be pain. That kind of stuff's pain in the ass. I did it one time for one project and it sucked.
Yeah.
So it sounds like it's a good thing for development on PulseChain. It's just not. It's most people who read this will not be as excited as Richard. I suspect strong.
Probably not. All right.
But yeah, it's good. We're getting better tech. Also, updates to the Block Explorer, right?
Oh yeah, dude, that was a big one. What do you think about that so far?
I honestly have not done any tests. Max was running it today and claimed it was faster and so on and so forth. It's good. I think these are the kind of things that to me is part of the timing that I think Richard has planned. It's like we've been bitching about the Block Explorer for 2 years now, and then all of a sudden as we get towards what is likely going to be an altcoin season, top of the bull market, the Block Explorer is getting fixed. As a founder, it would have been nice to have a fancy Block Explorer 2 years ago, but timing is everything.
Yeah. I have my spidey senses going off really bad too on this whole thing.
Either that or it took 2 years to do this. Maybe it's like somebody's been working 8 hours a day for the past 2 years to make this happen, what we see today. But I think it was a weekend project for Braytep. It's my best guess.
Yeah, but I'm sure it had a little bit more. A little bit more than that. So what does this mean to us?
Means it's making it easier for new people, or certainly not that all really new people are using Block Explorers a bunch, but certainly making it more palatable when people come from other chains and say, "Oh, what's your Block Explorer?" "Oh, okay, PulseScan," and "Oh, it works good," right? It's all but little things like this. They don't matter to most people, but they might matter to some people who are maybe moving a lot of money around. So these kind of improvements in this timing, I'm a little suspicious, but I do appreciate it. Just like how the PulseX website, or sorry, the PulseChain website got a major facelift, right? That also took 2 years because of so much code was put into that. In this relatively short timeline, not that long ago. They're coming fast and furious, which makes me wonder. And these are all comparatively minor things, but they're important. Will there be a major thing soon? Is he going to announce a wallet? Is he going to announce a stable coin, like, like what other surprises does Richard have in store for us?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think I like it. I like it. More things, the better. I think they get updated and added. I know it's kind of like, I don't know, kind of like haste eater kind of comment, but I do think that showing more advances and more updates is better in our current environment for people. Right? So you at least can point to and say, look, something's getting done instead of, usually in the back channels, I'm getting the, he's gone, it's abandoned, dead chain, all that stuff. But of course, I don't see that. I see a lot more happening than that. But
Sure.
but you get all the critics, so at least somebody has something to point to about something
It's
good.
not like he's pumping these in advance. It's not like he's like, hey guys, I'm working on the blockchain explorer. Stay tuned for details. It's like, no, here it is, here it is, here it is, right? Like he's just handing out improvements. So yeah, keep them coming. I'd like to see some chart improvements, better charts.
So what's this? What's this altcoin season you're talking about?
Well, traditionally, the altcoin season is what happens after Bitcoin tops. Money starts flowing into Ethereum, and then it flows from Ethereum into what we call altcoins, which, by my standard, is anything that's not a stable coin that is also not Bitcoin or Ethereum. So this would include PulseChain and most PulseChain assets. What do you think of that?
I like that, but I don't see Bitcoin at the top yet. I'm actually getting kind of scared about stuff, because not scared like afraid, scared, just like, man, stress over, because usually Q4 is the quarter, right? And even CZ had that post about the market and it just going vertical. And I think my worst case scenario is nothing happens, right? Of course, things just piddle out, and there's nothing really big that happens. But I don't think that's going to happen. I'm going to put that off the side. So my worst case scenario is, yeah, we do see something in Q4, and we see this upward, number. But what I'm fearful about in that situation is that we hit some sort of toppage, and people don't recognize it's the end of the cycle, and the cycle actually ends. Because even me just saying that,
it's not like it ends in one giant red candle, right? Like
no, but it happens over a few weeks. But sometimes you can actually see it. And there's a whole bunch of people listening to this right now. They just got pissed off, right? Because I said that. Because what I'm talking about is, potentially we see the highest numbers we're going to see November, December, January, and then we're off to another bear. That's a pretty shitty proposition after all this time, right? So I can see that. So I'm going to be watching for that, because I don't want to get caught by it. That's why I was talking about having plans ahead of time and being ready to go and all that. Because I'd rather not get caught thinking, oh no, don't worry about it. In March, we're going to see a top. So I guess I'm going to plan for possible double tops, and just make sure that I didn't take out some sort of a loan that I can't pay back. If we don't see a second top, that type of thing.
I don't think and this is not financial advice, and my crystal ball hasn't been working that well lately, but I don't think without some sort of period of euphoria that we'll see the end of the bull market. And I don't feel like we've had a period of euphoria whatsoever.
Oh, we certainly have not. We have not. I agree. Well, that's what's kind of like weird about all this. Like Ash is exactly saying, next year. This is the common thinking, is next year. That's why I'm saying something that's counter to that. I recognize that. I'm not saying this is what's going to happen, because I'm just saying I don't know what's going to happen. I sure as hell would like to see see a huge run up over a year. I mean, a lot of people I respect think that, right? I mean, there's the talking heads that are out there talking about it. Axis is pretty much in that kind of a camp that, hey, we're going to see this big run up, right? What's that funky chart where they show, the market cycles with the triangles? It says it's next year, 2026, except
with the Jewish cabal one or whatever.
Nah, it's not that one, but it's another one that's there. But that's going on too, right? So, there's all sorts of things that people are calling, right? So
and some of it just works because other people are looking at it, I think, right? Like if enough people believe this is true, then that might happen. And and that could certainly be true for what I just said about the bull market's not over until we see euphoria. Like that just might be the general belief that then manifests reality. Could be a thing.
Yeah. Well, let's hope this time is different. All right. I have a 5-year cycle. Hey, listen, it's possible. It's possible, right? 5-year, 6-year cycle, maybe a never-ending cycle. Maybe that never comes down again. Tom, we're waiting for that green candle technology as well. We're waiting for it. And and HEX and Austin Asia's asking about that update from Richard. About the archive data. For most people, it doesn't matter much to them, but if you're trying to do
this will not apply to almost everybody who's watching.
Yeah.
It's dev stuff, but it could result in more people building on PulseChain, maybe even like builders from other chains coming over because we have better building tech. I think that's kind of what it's getting towards. You can run your own archive node easier because it's
what attracts me over is better make money.
That could be good too.
Tech, I like that.
Like actual devs though are like some of them are, but most of them are not thinking about money. There's probably some devs who are seriously excited about the smaller archive nodes, right? So they may or may not be launching projects because of it, but I bet you they're stoked.
There you're stoked. Let's see this. I see your next post. Woohoo!
More marketing proof of concept.
It's happening, ladies and gentlemen, whether you like it or not. People are receiving these things, man. I heard somebody
Richard posted another one too. Like they're coming out.
Yeah, somebody posted something about the estimate being 1 million of these out by the end of the year. I don't know if it's real or not, but God, man, that's a lot. That's a lot. Well, with 200,000 C-band, I mean, it's
200,000 in one shipping container. This is like the public information, and that there would be multiple shipping containers. So, 5 shipping containers is 1 million, right? So they're doing one container a month, right? For 5 months, get to our 1 million.
Mm-hmm. Resell it, man. That's what I'm saying. Resell it. $1,600. It looks like money in the bank.
And additional free publicity for us. So go to town. Though we may have seen the top of the market value for PulseChain HEX tablets, I suspect. Did you see that somebody made a chart for it? I think Max did, maybe like an actual chart that tracked the price of PulseChain tablets.
No, I haven't seen it. That's pretty funny though. That's pretty funny.
Indeed.
Can you imagine? Johnny Chaos had this great idea that he talked about. Just the idea that they might be so valuable, people might be stealing them off of other people's porches.
I don't think organized crime is going to go deep on this one. It would be a very small bubble.
It's our own bubble. But I thought it was
great
kind of
publicity
fun,
too, right? Like if it was like the FBI was on the Richard Hart tablet case, we could have a TV show about this. We probably will have a TV show about this.
Yeah. Well, eventually. We have a movie. It'll be a TV show. We could do our own TV show.
We're good.
I mean, you change costume pretty well. So
I got a lot of costumes. Yeah. I would like to, if we're doing a show, I'll have to increase my costume budget. not stuff from Party City. We should go right to the top, get a special effects master to make our costumes like Johnny Chaos. And
yeah. Well, or you just borrow some from him, or we make our own cheap ones up. You know, ain't nothing you can't do with a plastic bag and some duct tape, man.
That's right.
little bit of spray paint. We're all set. The stories I could tell you.
Hey, consenting adults, whatever you guys do at home, it's fine with me.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Whew. Just thinking what else we got going on. I know we're all just waiting for a bunch of stuff to happen now. I've been watching the volumes. Volumes are real low this week. We've been getting some activity the last couple of days, and in stables with people moving back. But it's all kind of like normal stuff. It's nothing really crazy. New protocols being announced and worked on. The Tetra guys have some stuff that's coming out. I don't have a lot of details on it to share, but I know that stuff's coming along. I've been. What was the that one token that was out there? Oh, we should do stuff at X Games because that's happening, and I think that'll be a big deal. Was it Unity? Is the name of the token?
Unity was the one that Crypto Graphics put out.
Yeah, I still need to talk to him if we can get a chance to get in his ear. Now I know price performance was it didn't look good the last time I saw it on the chart, but that one.
These things are like a game, right? I think you have to read the white paper, and if you're going to participate, you have to participate like you're playing the game, because it's, I don't think with just how most protocols like that work with inflation, etc., that they're going to be up tokens forever, but you can still make money off them if you understand how it works.
Yeah, and I hadn't gotten that far with it, but I will tell you this: I did get as far as to understand the primary LP with that one is PulseChain, and it's V3 and cryptographics, right? Yeah, he put it at a very low rate, like a 0.1% or something fee rate, and it's controlled by the protocol and it's locked. And there's another one of these cases where it's deep in value in that the LP is greater than the market cap. So the last time I had looked at that if somebody has information on it, send it along. We'll take a little bit of a look. Yavin wants to know.
He'll probably come explain it to us if we asked him.
Yeah, Yavin's looking for bribes. Can you tell us about bribes?
Yeah.
What's happened with the bribe protocol?
Well, I'm it's an open beta right now. Basically, it works. I haven't. There's a couple little visual things we're tweaking, but the big thing I'm looking at is, we have this new balancer fork. So I'm thinking, which is kind of, like that's the new thing. So, and
you mean
briberies.
Tide? Yeah.
I mean Tide, yeah. Tide, a fork of balancer V3, specialized for PulseChain. So I'm thinking, that could be incorporated into bribery. Quite easily, actually. I talked to my devs about it the other day. So it's like, and that's not done. It's not a promise. That's just like, I had a chat with my devs. They're like, yeah, we can do that. So yeah, I'm gonna look further into that, see where it goes. But I think that'd be a great addition. And then you'd have Fux, 2Fux, and Tide there, where you could take bribes on the votes there. And it wouldn't have anything to do with the protocols directly. It's like it's just or the tokens. It's just the votes that can get sold there. But it is made to do that. So I will look closer.
All right, cool, man. I want to hear about that when it happens. Tide's been popping up all over the place. We got some good TVL over there locked in.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're in a bit of a honeymoon phase, I think. But I think overall they're going to do very well. And I listened to Stoic talking to Coffee this morning. If anybody wants to go back and listen to that one on Crypto Coffee's channel, it's relatively short. It's like maybe it's less than an hour. And he does a pretty good overview, and like I was intrigued by some of the potential extras that he may have in the future that are not currently present, with
Mhm.
just like things that could be done with Tide. So curious to see how that turns out. I will be keeping an eye on it. I may have some plans there.
Yep. Yep. And during this same period of time, right? So you got the tide out there, that's happening. You still have Vouch running around. I'm pulling up some other information while we're talking, so I can pull up the X Games. But Vouch has been out there. I mean, it did its run up, it came back down. It's another
Yep.
OG kind of back play from Jackson. So that's been pretty decent.
Yeah, I think that it's a novel concept there, and like that, I think people need to remember, like this is not just a new tax token. Like this is a DAO token for a liquid stake and ecosystem, right? So it's there could be many more things that are attached to that vouch token than just price go up technology, which it appears to have. So that's good too. People like
Yeah.
that. I've noticed.
Yeah, I like the action that we saw in the token and how it went. But
Mhm.
guys, this is all trading stuff, man. It's like so yeah. Listen, we need traders. Man, I know well, actually we need every type of participant, right? It's a chain, right? We're a chain. So we're talking about the stuff, whether you like trading or not, whether you should trade or not. I mean, pretty much I've always proven to myself I can't trade worth a damn. So that's why I'm always like really leaning towards trying to earn, some sort of income, passive or otherwise, right? With these different things. But that being said, that one is back pretty good with, with not just being a tax token. It's got validator income coming in.
Validators
Sim,
that buy up the token, like it's got
you
tech.
similar
And when the
to,
tax comes in, it goes to make more validators, right? Like you're
yeah,
going to be huge in a couple of years, right? Like,
yeah, it's
guess
sort
who
of,
the
sort of,
biggest buyer of the token's going to be? It's going to be
yeah.
the token itself.
Yeah, and the thing isn't, in today's terms, it might not be as impressive for some people, but at 100x, it looks a lot different.
Mhm.
And that's what when I say 100x, right? I'm thinking, yeah, another cycle, maybe two cycles. All of a sudden, these are very big numbers that people are kicking around.
Yep.
X Games, I think most people know about X Game. X Game is the multi-chain game that's coming out. That Solid Hex um, is launching. It's actually could be launching any moment. I don't know. I'm kind of like a couple steps away from exactly what's happening. But he had made an announcement last week ish about the price of X game, and nothing goes up forever. That's for damn sure, right? That's kind of what I mean when we start talking about a lot of the tokens. As long as we are all interested and more people are buying and selling, of course they go up. If they have good utility built with them, then sometimes they have higher floors rather than just everybody just sells everything off. But this is the X game chart that I've been tracking, and somewhere above 3x from his announcement that hey, this might be a good time to buy X game. So
It was a good
people
tip.
did run into it. I mean, it's up over 3x up here.
So, do we have any concept from him on whether the X game token is going to have some sort of function within his licensed crypto casinos, or is it
That yeah, I don't have clarity other than what I read, which was, hey, this token is going to be part of that ecosystem, and I don't know if it's going to be the token that people use or get paid. I don't have enough detail, and those details could change, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Well, like the,
but
the general concept of the games was that they would burn solid X on PulseChain, even though people could participate on multiple chains, right? So
yeah,
I wouldn't
exactly,
think that's going to change.
exactly, yeah. What I like about this whole concept is it is the jump the shark moment. Now, of course, it's related to gaming casinos, and we see a lot of casino stuff. Look right up here, you can already see right at the top, right? Coin Casino is advertised on right here,
There we
right?
go.
So I see it as what I think will be a much better crossover and probably some others, but we're going to find out. But we got the X game, it's licensed, audited, decentralized. Here it is. Here, this is what's been happening with the price. Now, what's also interesting, I switched to a screen that's showing the LPXs. What's also interesting is the LPXs for X game are loaded, and one of them's trading already. This one doesn't look like it's trading yet. But the LPX on X game, this one, has kind of a wider no trade zone. And it is not, this is like a pure profit play. You put it in and it just prints you out die. It's like a die printer.
Concept's good.
And so then it's got, buy price of 0.02 and 0.021. So 2.1 cents and 2 cents. What are we sitting at price wise? So it should begin fluctuating in over here in that kind of a range with the LPX. We'll see what happens with it, how it goes. I mean, right now it's got just a very small amount of die, $383 worth of die. The other one that's set up though is standard 50-50 pool. 50 reinvested, 50% reinvested, 50% compounded. I know that because that's what these numbers mean. They're working on cleaning up these UIs so people will understand them better, but I just happen to know that.
Maybe less information would be better.
Yeah. I mean, I like seeing the numbers, but it kind of throws people off if they don't understand what they mean.
Did you notice there is now a ink dollar to die pool on there?
I did. You want to talk about that for a moment?
We could talk about that. Yeah, I actually haven't announced it. I kind of took part of the day off today. I'm going to make an announcement on that. But yeah, there's a pool in LPX. It's in the loading period where you can just put in one side, which is ink dollars for 72 hours. And it you can put in ink dollars and it'll trade back and forth between ink dollars and DAI from Ethereum. So, which are both stable coins, of course. And this is the first stable only pool that's on LPX. So yeah, if you're sitting in stables, and you want to check that out, it could be a thing. Because and any gain in stables, if they're both worth $1, is worth $1. It's good.
Yeah, I'm super interested in that and the final settings on it because I think from all the work that we've been doing, we know that stable coins play an important part in the ecosystem. Not as important maybe as Pulse, but they play an important part. And depending what part of the world you are in, seems to determine which stable you're likely to be using. Asia USDT is a thing. It's a real thing, right? And so Tether is the thing. A lot of US, of course, we lean towards USDC probably because of what happened originally with Coinbase and just how that was the chosen one. And then
I think USDC is the closest to being generally accepted by the American government, which is probably why it's favored by many right now. Though it doesn't mean the other ones are going to go away. And there are some downsides to USDC. Like it is not censorship resistant, which is why governments like it. So, we are our decentralized stablecoins though, like our liquidity forks on PulseChain, which all have really good liquidity on Tide right now. I think they have about $500,000, making it the biggest pool for those all those liquidity fork tokens.
Yeah, I saw that too. Well, the point I was trying to get at with this is that there are still discrepancies, right? We can't. It's going to be a long time before we have enough LP, enough value in stable coins on the chain, so there's virtually no slippage, right? I mean, it's just almost impossible to get there, especially using the V2 type of setup. But these other types of setups, whether it's through Balancer, similar to what you guys do with the PHEX and or Tide, where you can do ratios that can improve things. Of course, people using V3 and whatnot. But there seems to be a real opportunity maybe for an LPX to help keep and support stable prices within a range, and allow people to earn by using their value to do that, by putting their capital to work to be the capital that does that. So I'm interested to see how that one works out for sure, because it pays pretty good to do V3 already.
Well, it certainly can if you set the numbers right. So there's a learning curve there. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah. Well, do I want to talk about it?
Or is it a secret?
It's a secret. I mean, people know how to do it, right? But it's some people, the people who are doing it know how to do it already. But when we talk about V3, in particular, it is a service. V3 is a service, in my opinion, to the market. Now, you could look at it a couple different ways. Sometimes we're kind of negative against V3 liquidity providers. But, because you're like, well, those guys are just trying to make money. Well, yeah, okay, of course. But the V3 liquidity is a service because, so let's say you have like V2 pairs out there, and of course, we know that it uses the constant product formula. And so you put $1,000 in, it spreads $1,000 over all the ticks, right? Mathematically, over all the ticks, right? And so you try to buy $1,000 worth of it, through that pool. It has a huge price impact, huge, right? Which means you as a user are getting fewer tokens, whatever it is you're doing, swap, you're losing value. As that's going across, you might be increasing the price of the tokens at the same time. But it's a big effect. But when people are putting the V3 in, sometimes they're going through and putting like a very small batch in or range in that's only maybe 3-4 ticks. Some people do 1 tick, right? And by tick, what I mean is the price, changes that are calculated. So this is how I imagine it, right? So I got that $1,000 pool out there that's spread $1,000 over infinity. It's got less than $1 per price tick. But let's say nobody's trading and it's stable. I could put a V3 up, and I put it right around the price right there. Boom, there's the middle price. That's what it is. And I get $1,000. Yeah, at least 1,000 times more liquidity, right? Available to the market, and this is why it's a service, right in that little band. Now,
Yeah, risk between like 98 cents and $1.01, like something like that.
Yeah, so when that happens, when you get something like weird like that happens, somebody set up liquidity, now that's servicing people, because if they come in and do a swap, they don't have to take the slippage, the price impact, right, that you would normally get on the V2. If you're using an aggregator, the aggregator will route it through the V3, and you get a much better price. And you can see that. The aggregators like Pitius will do that. Shout out to Pitius and Danny. Woo. But anyways, you'll see that 9mm, same thing, pulse swap. You'll see where there's opportunities to go through V3s at times. Now, of course, the V3s are also used as other tools, but that was just one aspect of it. But it would be nice if we had better tools and support over time, which we will, right? Just as all part of the growth of the chain, I think.
Sure.
D-Math's talking about the future of X Games and what's going to happen. That's going to be another crazy thing.
You can do the future.
Yeah, dude. Can you imagine? I know. We talk about it like UFO and PTGC. I was watching those guys talk the other day. They're talking about like $10,000, I think $10,000 to $20,000 a day worth of buy pressure coming through on their tokens, based on their setups. Can you imagine the potential that we might see on the chain with, $50,000 worth of potential pressure a day coming in from the X Games? I mean, this is a made-up number. I don't know what it is.
Especially if it was coming from other chains. Like if it wasn't internal, if it was like, like $50,000 coming in from base chain to PulseChain from people who don't even know they're interacting with PulseChain.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and plus that whole thing is super viral. Um, because the reason I call it viral is so I'm not this guy because I don't do this great because I really haven't done it, and as far as being like a referrer, but I do know like when we did the adoption amplifier, right, that worked out really well for a lot of people who referred
Yep.
other people. So what do they call this referral program with X Games? Is it called? Hmm, they have a special term for it, right? I forget what it
Special
is.
term for what?
For when you give referrals and you have the multi-level, it's not multi-level marketing, but
Pyramid scheme? No, that's not it.
no, it's not
Affiliates.
affiliate program. Yeah, so
Yeah,
they have the
affiliate
affiliate.
marketing.
Yeah, when you get old like me, you start forgetting words. But yeah, affiliate program. Now, so not guys, I'm just talking about what really goes on out there, right? Well, here's this businessman, she's a businessman, right, who's been doing business in this area, um, using affiliate platforms for casinos, online casinos, which is what he has said his profession is, and seems to have done really well. Who has now created a new type of casino, if you want to call it that, game room, where people can run these games, play these games on multiple platforms, and be part of an affiliate program. So yeah, I mean, it could for the people who were able to like coffee's always really good at that, man. Like you've ever seen coffee work that? He's worked that pretty good with a number of different crypto coffee. I mean, with a
Yep.
number of different affiliate type stuff, and that could be
Like
huge for
it's
some
ad
people.
spend, right? Like so, like if you why not spend your advertising on influencers who are gonna share the heck out of it? Like they deserve to get rewarded for that work, and especially guys like Coffee who like don't charge, right? Like it doesn't like I've been on a show a couple times. There's no fee, right? So like there's something extra like that where an
Yeah.
influencer can share something and get a
I
reward.
thought
Like
there was.
oh
I thought he charged you to come on. Man, I would have gone on his show a long time ago.
Oh no, it's
That's good.
it was a blackmail thing. I got dirt on him, so he had to let me on the show.
No, that's nice. You should make sure you tell people you joke about.
Indeed, indeed.
Yeah, he didn't grind. He didn't grind his coffee before he served it. Is that what you're telling me? He just
No,
gave you the
Coffee's a
beans.
good guy. He's one of the the core pulse chain leaders as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, here's a good question you might know from Yavin. I don't know the answer to this, Yavin. A lot. That's what I would say.
I don't know off the top of my head. Though like we've seen it before, right? Where there's a massive thing happening. Like the last one I remember that was crazy was like, PDI hack day or whatever. We were paying like 1 million pulse per transaction. So, like I think it's not the volume of the transactions on the chain. It's not like, oh, you moved $1 million or 100 people moved $1 million. It's the number of transactions in a short succession where everybody's bidding for the same like the same block, right? Um, but I think that can be mitigated in the future. So let's say Pulse goes up to a penny, we're all rich, yay. But transactions are now expensive on busy days. We could push the last four upgrades from Ethereum and have dank sharding or whatever they call it, and have less pulse per transaction. I think the tech is there.
Mm. Yeah, just as a gauge as to where we are today, I think we're based on what I've tracked. We're a factor of 10 lower than what I would expect to see when the chain starts hopping at the moment. So,
Yep.
what does that mean to me? I'm looking at tracked volumes that I track, primarily V1, V2. I'm seeing about $10, $11 million in volume a day. There's more hidden volume out there than that. But benchmark wise, when we really get to pumping, we start seeing 100 million, 120 million, in a 24-hour period. Now that is like the speed of money because It's not just going through the base pairs; you're getting multiplication of it. So yeah, I'd say something like a factor of 10, roughly. So, somebody can do the math on that and tell us exactly what it would take. What is the total extractable value out of PulseChain right now? Something of that nature.
Let's do the math.
No,
But I think those would be happy days. Like, we get to a point where, like, oh no, it's costing me $40 per transaction because so many people are bridging in hundreds of $1 million every day. Like, I won't be super. Like, I'm not going to flood everybody out on that one. Though eventually, I do think it would lead to upgrades that would reduce the cost per transaction. Probably
yeah,
not this
dude.
cycle.
I'll tell you what though. As as fearful as we were, and as I am of high prices, like you said, with the changes they made, ETH isn't nowhere near the cost gas wise that it was at similar prices in the past. Right? I mean, it's so cheap. My stakes that come out easy, sure, they're a little expensive, but I don't think $15 is over the top. $1,200 was over the top, but $15 ain't over
It's
the
crazy.
top. And so there's a lot of stuff that's happened to change on Ethereum. Now, it might just be that nobody uses Ethereum. Maybe that's why. But that's kind of what I'm seeing. But yeah, I'm excited to see where we're going to go. I'm more bullish than ever at the moment. I say that a lot. I'm always more bullish.
Yeah. I am too. Like every day more bullish, but some days are still hard. There's still hard days where you just have to not look at the computer, and you'll reward yourself in the future quite often for doing so, right? Because it's like these parts of the cycle are all about shaking out the last people, and then the final ones get to ride it up. I'd like to be on the list.
Yeah. All right, well, I don't see anything else in the chat. I just checked up on the X. I don't see anything new that might have popped. I don't see.
You guys have questions? Shout them out. Otherwise, bedtime.
Yeah, I don't see anything new happening that's crazy. I mean, I did see. I'm looking at my chart right now to see if there's something I should show. But Bitcoin is doing its normal thing. Ethereum is doing its normal thing. XRP got beat down a little bit over this announcement.
Yeah, I feel bad for those guys. They're such good true believers.
Yeah, but my response to that, I think I don't know what the hell's going on because I'm not part of it, but I'm long-term XRP holder. Right? I mean, it was fashionable at the time. Anyway, so I'm I just been holding forever, right, on that. But we look to see what they're going to do. Not we see what they do, not what they say. So I want to see how all this comes about. Like few people probably realize there's Flare. You ever hear Flare? You know Flare? No.
What's that?
So there's a Flare. It's a whole L2 based on XRP.
Okay, yeah, I'm only vaguely aware.
I mean, there's all sorts of stuff going on out there. So is it the end of XRP? I don't know. Is it the end of ADA? Cardano? I don't know.
Probably not.
Probably not. So people are still in.
They just spin up a new narrative, right? Like that's how this.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know, but I did see that.
All right, I found Flare Chain. It's listed just under Cardano on the on Dex Screener.
Yeah, you used to be able to get that for free, man. I don't even know what the Flare price
Not a lot going on there by the looks of it.
Yeah, I'm sure. All right. Well, before we go too far off, Yavin, I will post the winning lottery tickets right after they do the drawing. I'll let you know.
Nice.
Yeah, I am one of those weirdos that sits around every time there's a big pop, saying it sure would be nice to win, and then I make all the plans.
And then what do you do with it if you want it? Yeah.
I haven't won the
Raise
lottery
private
yet.
armies, take over Madagascar. Like, yeah, the regular
Yeah, yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, the only win has been HEX, man. Woo! That was like winning the lottery. It still is, right?
Totally.
It still is. And we will win the lottery again. All right, guys. I guess we'll go. You know, Fast is going to go to sleep in his tent city.
Yep.
I'm going to go do some.
Letdown.
I'm going to go do some more math. He's going to play the lottery for us. Get some lotto tickets, and off we go. So you guys stay crispy. You can find us out on the X. You find me XFireIO, and of course, I don't know where we can find you. I don't know why I can't see your
Yeah, we don't have
Fast
name
Abdul.
tags up. That's on you. You know, I have a
I
name tag,
know.
but you're not showing it.
I know. That's business, man.
You can find me
Oh.
on Twitter under @FastAbdul or via one of my websites, 2phux.io or inkprinter.com. It's incprinter.com. I will not DM you first. Watch out for scammers.
I'd make a joke,
So
but I can't. I don't want to send somebody to the wrong place. All right, guys. Send us some feedback. We'll try to do better next time. And with that, we'll stay crispy. And we'll go